All right,
Azure
it's
gleams
time for
to
the,
war.
I guess, first actual chapter in a sense with the actual
It is
name.
the end of
Time to
1189.
fight.
2 years have passed since the Officers' Academy closed its doors. After ascending the throne, Dmitri labors to
So
bring
in the
peace to the
original,
Holy
in Three
Kingdom of
Houses, it was
Fargus.
like what, 5 years
With
that passed.
Adelgard
Yeah,
ruling
five
as the
years.
Emperor
In this
of the
game, it's
Dresden,
2 years,
and Claude
Mm-hmm.
leading the
so it's
Western
not that
Alliance,
far off.
the three erstwhile
Yeah,
schoolmates strike out as the next generation of leaders. A new era
Can I
quite a
say?
bit
is
shorter.
dawning in
Can I say
Faerun,
I don't
and
like?
much teeters at
I
the
like
brink of
Edelgard's
great change.
design
The
more in
first
this one
tremors of
compared
a
to the
major
original
upheaval
Hmm.
rock
Three
the
Houses.
land as
Mm-hmm.
But
Edelgard
it's
declares
fine in the
war
picture, but
on
when
the
you actually
Central
see it, it's like,
Church.
it's so bright red. Like
Yeah.
it hurts my eyes.
So bright.
Pardon my lateness, Your Majesty.
You needn't worry, Felix. I know
Alright,
your
well,
duties.
Felix is dead. Stepping down now. Felix
I'm
is
afraid
the
we
one.
could not wait for you to
Hmm.
begin the discussion.
This is about the Empire's
Leading
declaration of war
his
against
house.
the Central Church,
Yes.
yes?
You know, it's not so different from his like
Indeed.
swordmaster.
As you're aware, we have
Look.
already begun
No, not really.
from the
I just thought of him like he's like, oh, he's already a
A few
swordmaster.
days
Nice.
ago, I
I have an
received a
advancement.
confidential
Okay,
request
now.
from Saturn,
No.
asking us to protect the higher-ranking members of the church,
Fucking to do. Let's
including
go,
Lady
baby.
Rhea herself.
Yep, there he is.
Of course, we'd only meet this eventuality were Garrett Mock to fall.
Lot of cutscene and
As
talking.
it stands,
Mm.
we
Yeah.
find ourselves
Time to
literally
talk.
stuck between the Empire and the Church. I'm not sure how much longer we can remain neutral.
If I might, Your Majesty.
This soldier, he sounds evil.
I believe it prudent for us to reject this proposal from the church outright.
Sounds kind of like, huh?
Then
I
surely
suggest to
the
release the
church
hounds.
provoke an invasion from the
You know,
He's just got that voice, doesn't he?
he
This
does.
matter of the Southern Church concerns me as well, but I believe we have more important matters to be fussing over at the moment.
Your counsel is much appreciated, Viscount Elidor, but I assure you, things are not as cut and dry as you make them out to be.
Have you advanced
The
more
mandate
in
granted to the King of
your
Fargus and
playthrough
all
of Three
those who
Houses
serve
since
under
last
Um,
time?
is given legitimacy
let's see,
only by the grace
I'm-
of the Church.
I think a little
To
bit.
renounce the very heart of this
I'm
kingdom
working
simply
on
because we shudder at the thought of invasion.
God, all the chapters seem so long. It feels like I'm farther in the game. I think I'm only in like chapter like 8 or something.
War will always come at one
Yeah,
point
because
or
I'm
another.
technically only like
And some
hold
degree
on,
of
wait.
suffering is purely inevitable.
One.
You know this as well as I.
This is
think-
chapter 4, right? Or
Yeah,
Wait,
te-
what is-
te-
yeah.
technically it's like part
When the
1,
blaze of
chapter
war will
4,
not scorch your
Yeah,
lands in the north
and,
as it does ours.
or chapter
I would
3.
normally
Sorry.
agree
Yeah, and
that
I've been
those of us from the
doing
Northern
all like
Territory
the
should
side
hold less
missions
sway in this
before
discussion.
the next major one.
But if Garrick Mock were to fall,
And
the
then
war
I'm
front
trying
would
to
not
level
halt
up.
in the west. Your
All my
Majesty,
units
what of House
as
Row or Gallic
generally
Tree
equally as I
or the
can.
others in the south?
And
Word from Count
so
as it stands.
I'm
But I
kind
did
of
receive a
kind of
message from
delaying
Count
it a
Palatine.
little, I think.
It read, "My
You know, I actually
people are not
I
fools
actually
enough to
just
rejoice
started
in the
doing that
surrender of their
in
territories
Golden
to
Deer
invaders.
actually.
Mhm.
There is no morality in turning
Because
our
it doesn't
backs on
take
the
long for your
institution at the
units to
very
like master
foundation
their
of our
stuff.
lives.
No, it
We
doesn't.
must
It's very
support the
fast.
church as they
Yeah,
have
but I
supported
started to
us.
like make my
Make
my units like master other stuff,
Mhm.
and it does
Yep.
help because because if you're an axe user, it helps to do like another axe unit, so it makes their axe prowess like
And if
higher,
that happened,
better.
we
Mhm.
might find ourselves
Yeah.
right back in the same mess as
Also
before.
getting
Especially,
certain skills as
They
well.
look
especially right now,
But
especially
there's no
like
small number of
last time I
nobles who
played,
might crawl out the
um,
Mhm.
woodwork claiming royal
like
blood.
all my units were like mastered all
The
their
kingdom
stuff.
has
I'm
already
just
seen a
like I
turmoil
have all the I
division
have like
such
6
claims
like
can
training
bring
points.
after the
Like
death
what
of
do,
Mhm.
like what do I
Frauds.
do? And then I just decided like you know what?
Duke Fraldarius.
Let me see if this
Surely a better
this
served attempting to head
does
off the very
anything
real
like
and imminent
Chess
war
is
at
like
hand,
sword
instead of
prowess like 3 or
debating
4 now. I'm just
hypothetical
like
unrest.
that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my people to suffer the pain of conflict.
Get those
But
skills.
does anyone
those
here really think the
skills.
Empire will simply
Get those,
stop if we appease their every demand?
They really want Hilda to be a fucking glass cannon.
Suppose we do have the Empire take the Archbishop.
Because she has a skill that makes her
And
do more
suppose we
damage but
accept this
receive
new
more damage.
southern
I'm just
church.
like,
Yep. It's like, I'm not gonna use that one, I don't think. Oh, maybe. I don't know.
oh boy, I don't know how the damage is for you, where you are at, but even when I've maxed out like because like my equipment's only up to like D, very early on in the game.
Yeah.
Even when I like even when I upgraded like all the stuff to max,
Rejecting the central church in favor
uh,
of this new
the
southern one would be
damage,
nothing
man.
but
It's like
Mhm.
I need more of it. Need more.
Yeah.
Need more power.
It's hard to say
Mhm.
just how they would treat
More
our
power.
kingdom were
Like,
such
fuck.
events to unfold.
Yeah.
Though I imagine it would
It's
involve heavy taxation for
it's
the
better
express
now
purpose
than
of
it was when I
breeding
started
fathers
out. It felt like I
drunk
was doing like
and
very
filling
little
the
damage.
imperial coffers.
Yeah, baby, 6 damage. Let's go.
Yep.
Do you have something to add, Duke?
But, yeah, it's picked up a lot better.
No.
Seems like I'm doing a lot more
I was just
damage.
wondering how long we were planning to continue this tedious charade. The question's simple. Do we hand over our kingdom and subject ourselves to imperial rule or not?
I believe the Margrave has been quite clear as to
I
what
guess I
will
didn't
happen
really
if we
notice
give
it
in
since
to
like the other
Empire's
games like
demands.
just felt faster.
We've all been informed of the rapid reformation.
And
in
like
the
once you
region
find
as
like a
undergone.
combo move that
Many
you know
aspects
like
of which I
works
admire
well, you
are
just
not
like
ashamed
do it
Oh,
over and over
yeah.
again, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But an old, stubborn land like ours isn't suited for such tempestuous
Yeah, it's.
change.
I think.
I mean that's what I think, you know, like because their
Yeah.
houses has a bit more realism into it, more heaviness into it in a sense. Because
Yeah.
even when I'm at an advantage, it still takes fucking forever.
It does.
You know, but
Sounds
like
like
when
Your
you're
Majesty's
also
made
when
up
you're
his
at
mind
a
then.
disadvantage, it takes
Just say the
even like
word and we'll
3
leap
or
into
like
action.
2 or 3 times longer.
Yeah, even longer.
Yeah.
Unless you're like way overpowered.
The
You're
Holy
just like
Kingdom of Fargus will
like,
hereby offer
you're doing a
asylum to
stage
the
from the
Church
very
of
beginning.
Ceres.
Listen,
as like your current level or whatever.
Sharpen your
Listen,
blades
chefs
and
could be level
prepare for the
50. I could
battles
still be
ahead.
doing fucking 50 damage.
Yeah.
Make to
I was
Ryan
kind of
fast.
hoping the weapons would have
Our
more
intentions
skill
must be made
slots to kind of like help with that.
Not only to the church and the
Because I remember in
but to Count Rowe as well.
the
and all the
original
other lords who
Warriors
failed to answer
for
my
Fire Emblem, they
summons.
allowed 6 weapon
Understood, Your Majesty.
ability slots, I think.
Yes.
And you could get like
Sounds like we're gonna be going to war with the Empire.
you could just get like a couple more like
Yeah, I'm aware.
chip damage sort of
Ever
abilities
since His
on
Majesty ascended
instead
the
of
throne, we've
what
been
it feels
fighting
like right
battle
now.
after battle through every corner of Fargus.
Right.
But I never thought we'd be going toe
Yeah,
to toe with the actual Empire.
I mean, we're not
Never
gonna get to
something that
it
felt real.
soon,
Mhm.
because technically they introduced it
It's not like
like
I'm opposed to
2
the
chapters
war,
away from
but
here.
I have a weird
Yeah.
feeling about
Because
this
it's
too.
the part where I'm at with like Gwyndir. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm like 1 chapter ahead of what I have. Because I already have.
But I
I had like recorded like chapter 5. Like I already have it. I already have it recorded.
I can't help
It's like
but
it was like a
wonder
3-hour
what
session to
happens
get
to
all that
Fargus
stuff
now.
done.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not
would
surprised.
it would have been. I mean, it would have been sooner, but like you know, I had to like manage and make sure like all this stuff is this or that. But like it came out to like 3 hours in total for that segment alone.
Yeah.
This segment wasn't in one whole time. You know,
Mhm.
there are times where I only like recorded like an hour and a half at times.
Mhm.
But what was it? You know, in Warriors they had the crest system. Yeah, crest
Yes.
before 3 houses was the thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so they can upgrade to have another bar for super or
Mhm.
extended awakening or
Yep.
get bar fast or whatnot.
Your
Mhm.
Majesty, Commander.
I don't really like how they handle it here,
Here, yeah.
because you gotta upgrade the facilities
Yeah.
to get more stuff.
get it,
you know,
yeah.
instead of just having the resources. So
Mhm.
I feel they're denying my right to destroy others in my way.
I feel like it was introduced kind of late.
It is.
I think if it was introduced earlier, I wouldn't be. It wouldn't like. I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh wow, I'm finally getting this. Like, why didn't I get this before? I don't know when, but like, why didn't I get this before? Because like, I really wanted this.
I
Would have
mean,
helped a lot.
I mean, to be fair, they introduced a lot. I mean, they introduced a lot of like mechanics pretty early on, and
That's true.
it does stall.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they wanted to just like introduce some things and then introduce stuff later. But yeah,
I feel like maybe they could have like held back on something that they introduced earlier and switched it around with the being able to get different like or more like warrior attacks or whatever.
I think it would have been nice if they just didn't like make you go to like every single little thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like check out the shops, check out this, or check out that. Like you could have just mentioned it's like, yeah, they're there if you want.
Yeah, check out the out the leveling area.
Yeah, but here in the beginning, as we're gonna find out, it's like, you know, they make us go and look at every single little fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this is just like them introducing shit, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but was it chapter 6, and they barely introduced like the I think it's called tactics.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the tactics academy tactics place
Mechanic thing. Oh yeah, the tactics
that's
area, whatever.
Yeah, that's where you can like increase like your bars on
Mm-hmm.
depending how much you leveled up in the facilities, of course. You have to expand facilities, which I also feels like it's railroaded because, you know, only at certain segments that they give you resources.
Mm-hmm.
Or you find resources, you know.
Yeah.
What was it? Oh god damn it! I had it in my head too.
Mm-hmm. Maybe to come back.
Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah. I was getting like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 vibes.
Oh yeah.
Where I'm like 40 hours in the game and they still introduce something. I'm just like, great.
Like, all right. Yeah.
I mean, plot twist. Pyro's like, oh, Pyro's just like a decoy. Yeah, Mithra's the real version of her. It's like, no, Mithra was never the real version of her. It's like, what?
Like, huh?
Did you ever play the DLC of Chronicles 2?
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
I started it, but I haven't really like completed it.
I wanted to ask if Pneumonia was shown in the DLC, or was she ever shown at all?
I'm not far enough to say. I doubt it, I guess, because like Numa isn't she supposed to be the combination of both? And then Pyra didn't really exist back then. Sort of.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I don't know.
Makes me.
Because like I said, I played like a tiny bit.
Makes me hate
and
the
I was
story
like,
even more.
Played it a little bit. Said that was like, oh, combat's a little different. That's kind of nice.
Oh my god.
Continue.
No, it's because they meant. That's because, you know, was it Mithra and them say that it's like, oh, Pneumonia is like the real version, despite the fact the whole game is like Mithra's the actual, you know, Mithra was the real version. But then they say it's like Pneumonia was the real version. It's like, it's okay. So the DLC is in the past. Wish Pneumonia in the past, because they really emphasize Mithra. Like I know the whole. It's like, ooh, they're 2 in 1. Into the real form. It's like, that's the real form. It's like, is it or is it just, you know, anime?
Is it really? Are you sure? Yeah,
Sorry, I stopped grapes with that game.
I get you. Like that one. You know.
Well, I'm not gonna say the first one has its, you know, as free as it is too.
I've never played the first one, so I don't.
I'm like very slowly playing them.
It's been on my list. I just keep not getting it.
Well, if I ever finish it, I could let you borrow it.
Yeah, alrighty.
Because
Sure.
Because I have a physical version of it.
Nice, yeah.
On the Switch.
Physical version.
Yeah, 'cause good luck
are
finding-
the best versions.
Yeah, because good luck finding the fucking Wii version.
Oh yeah.
If,
Yeah.
You know, 'cause
Nothing.
it's expensive.
Yep. I'm not even sure I'd want the Wii version at this point. I don't know, maybe.
Well, it's gonna cost you, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, I could buy it on the Wii U from the shop before it dies. Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it was a virtual console game for the Wii U or something.
Right, like the
Yeah.
backwards game.
Yep. So I'm like, well, I could do that, I guess.
Right. Okay, so at the beginning of every chapter, you can like talk to everybody.
Mhm.
Everyone's just like catching up for the past 2 years.
Yep.
Hey,
Because secondly, like when Dimitri got the kingdom back, like everyone like went home.
Mm-hmm.
But then when like it was time for war, they all asked Demetrius like, "Hey, we wanna help out too."
Yep.
Hello, Gilbert.
Like,
May
oh,
I
we're
speak
here.
with you? I have a request.
We're not gonna get to it soon. But they introduced like a mechanic called tactics in this game,
Oh, yeah.
which is interesting actually.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of reminded me with blessings from the first
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Not the exact thing, but it was kind of like that.
Yeah, sort of. Sort of similar.
Blessings in the first one, you give up materials, leveling up materials to like say, you get more. Oh, excuse me. Reward materials, or like more of it, or
More XP or something like that, I think, at one point.
enemies are like a max level, or what's funny is the funny one where your starting character does no damage at all. It's like, okay.
Oh, that's right, yes.
I don't know what the point of that one was.
I'm not quite sure what the point of that one would be either. I don't really understand.
No. I guess the amiibos.
Amiibo!
And I don't do it now, but if you go to save data, you can actually get smithing stuff, what was it, gold, from your 3 houses save file and your warrior save file.
Yep.
You sure?
Also, it wasn't until the next chapter after this, I noticed that Annette had a window.
Oh?
Minor chest, yeah. It was a little,
Oh.
I didn't realize she had a window there. I'm just like,
Oh, okay.
it's like, oh, I didn't notice that at first.
Oh, alrighty.
I was too busy looking at her, whatever her scarf head thing was.
Little head scarf thing.
Yeah, I just kept on thinking of baking. It was like bake.
Oh, yeah.
It was like bake me a concha.
Mm.
Nuh-uh.
Kitchen, someone in the kitchen worker sort of thing.
Baker, I'm baker.
Or baking.
Yeah, just
Bake.
baker.
That is true.
And that's literally the definition of Disney mom. Annette, your hair.
I mean, she sings.
She cleans. She doesn't like scary stuff.
Well,
You know, pretty much there.
Pretty much there. I like his 5 o'clock shadows like so exact. Like he shaved it specifically to be like that.
Yeah, perfectly. All those sharp edges.
Or maybe he just can't grow a stash.
You know, it's possible too.
Because secondly, it only show up where you can actually grow hair.
Mm.
Like my dad could have a beard if he wanted to, but he typically shaves.
Yeah.
And sometimes he'll like shave his mustache, and sometimes he won't.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so guys may have noticed like the little icons that popped up on like the top left of the screen. Those are technically achievements in a sense.
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
the more you do, the more rewards you can get. You can see what you have to do. I don't. I just looked at it. It's like,
Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Neat. And then exit.
You'll end up doing that, by just by playing. Cause I want to think that they're not too complicated enough to do.
No, just take time.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Hero relics. Woo.
Oh boy.
So just like I don't know if their houses did this. I think it did, but basically, if you don't have a crest, the hero relics will hurt you whenever you use it.
I don't really remember. I kind of. I mean, I never tried it, so I don't know.
Right? Yeah.
But,
I never experimented too, but
But
yeah, but in
well, it is interesting.
But in Warriors, if someone that doesn't have a crest uses one of those things, then they will get hurt when they use it, or when they have used it, when they are using it, like they drain their health or something like that.
Yeah.
Fun.
I haven't tried it in this one either, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast it drains or anything. Like maybe it's just,
Right. Anyways, that was part number 11, introduction to the camp. We'll continue on. We're gonna get into more facilities, more into battles, this or that. And with that being said, we'll see you guys in part number 12.
All right. See ya.